was amazing. Thank you so much.
I know we got distracted, right?
So now we're going to get started on a few speeches. Can we turn that microphone off? Cool. All right. First, I'd like to introduce Mr. Rohan Narine from the Mayor's Office. If you'd like to join up here, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelly. Good evening, everyone. I was caught in the rain, just a little. So I am slightly flustered and very prepared for tonight's event. But before I read a message on behalf of the administration, I'd like to explain just for 60 seconds, I've timed this, about how I met Leah. And for those who may not know, I met Leah at the Black History event at the Museum of Natural History and a few other events hosted by the Mayor's Office and also at the UN. And for those who don't know, I always feel guilty when I don't pick up Leah's call. I pick up Leah's call and I feel good. And Leah can talk, and I just listen a lot of the times, and we get things done that way. For those who don't know, Leah, I keep in my life as almost my guardian angel, because Leah almost passed away. And a lot of people may not know that, but when Leah told me her story, and for those who don't know, I hope she has a chance to tell everyone her story, she's the only person I know in my life who has been to the other side and come back. And for me, spiritually, that's an extremely powerful thing. For me, metaphysically, that's an extremely powerful thing. And so I always keep Leah in my life for that purpose. I just feel that she was a guardian angel that was not a coincidental meeting whatsoever. But Leah and Kelly, it's been a pleasure. We were working through COVID, I think around February and then March and then April, just to tie things, some loose ends together. So it's a real pleasure being here. I have another event to go to, as many of us know. Redistricting is a very hot topic in politics today, and so I have to monitor a very wild, no pun intended, very wild redistricting forum in Richmond Hill. And so with that, I do have a message to read here, and so bear with me, it's a paragraph. Dear friends, it is a great pleasure to welcome everyone as Paddle for the Cure NYC and Women in Lighting Plus Design NYC host tonight's Light for Life activation and celebration. New York City's greatest strength is our residents and their shared sense of responsibility to uplift their fellow residents. Through the Light for Life installation at NYC Health and Hospitals here at Elmhurst, Paddle for the Cure and Women in Lighting Plus Design will showcase the bravery, commitment, and perseverance of frontline workers' heroic efforts throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as all that the hospital has done over its long history to support patients with breast cancer. Featuring changing colorful lights that transform into different images, words, and movements against large pictures of hospital staff and the public, this installation emphasizes the health and vitality of the Queens community and conjures powerful reminders of workers' sacrifice and resilience. By installing this piece, these organizations will reflect on the ways in which this neighborhood came together this past year and encourage all of us to forge a brighter, healthier future. I am proud to applaud all those associated with this installation for their dedication to supporting our healthcare workers. On behalf of the City of New York, please accept my best wishes for a wonderful event and continued success, October 4th, 2021. Signed, Mayor Bill de Blasio. Thank you. I will present this letter to Leah and Kelly.
Thank you, Rohan, for such a wonderful speech, also sharing your personal story of Leah. You all will hear from Leah later and learn more about Paddle for the Cure. She's truly an inspiration, I have to say. Next up, I would like to invite Dr. Helen Arteaga to give a little speech. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. We're so good. We're stretched out. We did exercises. We listened to great music. We're ready for this beautiful event. Let me hear you sound like, yeah, you're excited. The rain is not going to stop us. Yes. Good evening, everybody. My name is Helen Arteaga Landaverde. I am the proud CEO of this beloved hospital that we're sitting in today. I really want to thank you for joining me here tonight for this wonderful and special moment in our hospital and a tribute to our beloved loved ones. Like you guys are aware, we paid tribute in the month of October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month to our cancer survivor as well as those affected by COVID-19. Cancer has touched so many of our lives. As we all know, so did COVID. Even in my own family, we've suffered this, both sadness, both of cancer and COVID. But today, we stand just a little bit brighter because we are reminded by these little lights that there is light always in sadness. As you guys, sorry, I have a little bit of a cold. Of cancer, especially breast cancer, we think of the women in our lives. We think of our moms, our sisters, our daughters, our next door neighbor, our grandma, and our coworkers who often face this illness. And women are the fabric of not only our lives, but of our neighborhoods and the place we work at. So what a greater way to do this but tribute to them. We want to educate more and we want to advocate for the women that are in our lives, the women that make us whole. And what better way to do this than by this beautiful event tonight. I want these lights to remember not only the women in our lives and our past co-workers that have suffered from cancer or COVID, but remember that we use these lights to remind us that we're still one with them and that they have shown us that we are to be brave and still stand strong and advocate for them so we can find a cure for breast cancer. I want to make sure that I give a special thank you to the person making the bracelets here. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to come over and buy a bracelet. But just a little thank you for those reminders of these. They have these little keywords you put on the bracelet. And just in looking at those things and figuring out what charms I should put on the bracelet, it was so beautiful to be reminded that all women should be brave, all women should feel enough, all women should feel beautiful, and all women should have faith. Faith in each other, faith that we can beat cancer, faith that we can beat COVID, and also faith in each other that we're going to stand strong with each other. So I just want to thank you for that reminder. I think I'm going to wear that bracelet with pride. I also want to thank all the employees, all the volunteers tonight, all the exercising. I was like stretching over there with Joanne, our chief nursing officer. We're like, yes, we need to stretch. It's a long day at work. But I really want to thank everybody that was here to really celebrate this beautiful moment. And I really want to say thank you for the light for life. People here where are you guys? There you go. Raise your hands. These two women never gave up on this art project. I was like, how are we going to do this? They were like, we're going to put it on Broadway. I'm like, how are we going to hold it up? Don't worry, we're just going to keep doing it. I'm like, okay, they showed me drawings. And I was like, do we need permits? They're like, don't worry, we're going to do it. So I just want to give you guys a special thank you for seeing the vision, that some of us couldn't really see. And even though the rain came, but I cannot wait to see those lights on. I'm gonna bring my daughter, I'm gonna bring my family to make sure we see this installation. But thank you for this beautiful gift. I couldn't ask for anything more. Thank you again. And next, I think I'm supposed to volunteer. Who am I? You come back. She's coming back. So let's hear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Helen. That was amazing. Thank you. Next up, I'd like to invite Joel, the treasurer from PFC, to speak a few words. And I'll just say while he's coming up here, make sure you buy those raffle tickets. We got some cool prizes. You got a good chance.
I want to thank everybody for coming tonight and supporting the organization. Thank the women of lighting and design for all their efforts, because they're really the energy behind this installation. My name is Joel Quirk. I'm the treasurer for Paddle for the Cure. I've been working with Leah for about 3 years now, and she's a force to be reckoned with. Light for Life has been created through collaboration with the vision of Paddle for the Cure in New York City and Women in Lighting and Design for the Elmhurst Health and Hospitals community. This dynamic exhibit pays tribute to the perseverance and fortitude of the frontline workers in our community during the worst periods of the COVID-19 pandemic. We've chosen the month of October for this exhibit because October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Light for Life is also meant to celebrate breast cancer survivors whom the hospital has served for many years, and also celebrate all the other daily miracles performed in this building. Paddle for the Cure has its roots in the Elmhurst community, has a strong commitment to supporting the hospital, its doctors, staff, and survivors. That's all I have to say. Did we, is the light exchange ceremony gonna happen? Not in Dallas, I don't. I don't want to. Leah's next up. Let me introduce Leah Sargent, the president and really the driving force behind Paddle for the Cure.
Hi everyone, good evening. Are you ready to have a memorable night for a great cause? Yes. I am Leah Salmorin, founder and president of Paddle for the Cure NYC. As a breast cancer survivor and COVID survivor, I want to thank you all for coming in tonight and be part of our first Lights for Life event. Before we tell you all about this meaningful project and flip the switch, I have a few people to thank. First and foremost, I say thank you, Helen Arteaga Landaverde, with Wayne Zimmerman and all their team, who help us and support us in every step of our way in making this event a reality. I hold on my utmost love and respect to Elmhurst Hospital, its works, especially its people, who saves my life. Elmhurst has become my home away from home. I want to echo my gratitude to all that are still here, who wrap me in a blanket of love to comfort me during my treatment. Thank you to all of you. Now, on behalf of myself and PFC, I want to extend my infinite thanks to Kelly Roberts, all the Women in Lighting Plus Designs NYC. They call themselves Wild NYC. They are the creator of what you're about to see and our valued partner. I want to thank her for her incredible initiative and leadership for supporting us all the way. Special shout out to the New York Wall Street Dragons and Paddle, which always gives us a helping sponsors, donors, supporters, our PFC family, as well as our friends and family. Together, we are united in a common cause to end breast cancer forever. As a voice of the survivors, rest assured that at the heart of our cause are our survivors, and we take care of them our PFC way. Our Elmhurst community has been hit hard by COVID. I'm sure you remember how bad it was last year and how it keeps recurring. By coming together, we share our emotional support for each other. Be a light to others. Be a light to yourself. The brighter we shine, the better the world will become. Now, speaking on behalf of my fellow survivors, let's take a moment of silence to reflect to those who are no longer with us, our loved ones, and most especially to our PFC hero, my best friend, Gracie, who will always be remembered. Let's take a moment of silence to honor those men and women who have lost their lives to breast cancer, all cancer, and COVID. Before we flip the switch, let's gather together and kindly repeat after me as we say our PFC mantra. We live here. We spread our lights here. We save lives here. Again, from the heart. We live here. We spread our light here. We save lives here. With much power to celebrate the Breast Cancer Month. Let's make some noise, Elmhurst. Illuminated sculpture outside. Take it away, Chloe.
Okay. Thank you, Leah. As always, so inspirational. Oh my goodness. How to follow that, guys? I don't even know. All right, let me get my papers in line. All right, so some of you have seen the installation outside, and I wanted to have it up in front of us while we talk about what it is a little bit, since we couldn't be actually there. Again, I'm Kelly Roberts from Women in Lighting and Design. Just one of many wild women here tonight, I will say. Lots of support from the community there. We're a networking organization for women in the architectural lighting community. We provide connection and mentorship to increase the number of women that enter and excel in our field by offering networking at educational sessions, fun excursions, and through community service activities. The Wild NYC chapter has worked with Leah and Paddle for the Cure for 6 or 7 years, probably. Many of our members have been impacted by breast cancer. Her vivacious and positive attitude has inspired the lighting community to rally around Paddle for the Cure every year. We traditionally host a bowling fundraiser, and we know Elmhurst Hospital has usually attended and even won in 2018. Woohoo! However, with the onset of COVID, our 2020 indoor activity was canceled, and we knew it was unlikely to happen again in 2021. The architectural lighting field held few opportunities to help during this crisis. We, as so many others, though, wanted to do something. We knew that staying home, wearing our masks, getting vaccinated is really all that was being asked. But how could we use our own resources to make an impact? So with that thought, Light for Life was born. We decided to use light to bring joy back to the Elmhurst community, the place that Paddle for the Cure calls home. To thank all of you who have dedicated your time and energy over the course of the pandemic, and to create a place where those that have been affected by the pandemic can be remembered. Light for Life is a ribbon of light spanning 100 feet across the front entrance of Elmhurst Hospital, with integrated photos of the community, hospital workers, and Paddle for the Cure members. Here, I'd like to give a special shout out to Joey Fatty for letting us incorporate so many of his photos from the Hidden Smiles project in the installation. And I know he was here earlier. He's right here. I've already witnessed people on the street stopping to look closely at each face, many finding friends they know or even themselves. That's always been fun to watch. This connection and interaction with the installation is exactly what we hoped and envisioned for the community. We chose to install Light for Life during October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month as a tribute to Paddle for the Cure, but have opened up the message to honor those that we have lost to all cancers and COVID, to celebrate their lives and remember, and to find joy with those that have survived. This drove the concept for the 5-minute dynamic lighting program, which is separated into 5 sections of ribbon: pink for breast cancer, teal for ovarian cancer, gold for childhood cancer, lavender for all cancers, and yellow and red for COVID. Each section starts with a word that shapes the core tenets of Light for Life: hope, resilience, remember, and together. And the section is interspersed with text and images that focus on that theme. Finally, and most importantly, is the opportunity for the community to see the names of their family and friends in light. These names will be looped in concert with the lighting program and be visible throughout the evening. Wild NYC and Paddle for the Cure feel privileged to be able to create this tribute that allows the Elmhurst community a place to honor and celebrate their loved ones and friends. We hope that well before the end of the month, all light bulbs are dedicated in tribute so that the community can experience the installation in full. Before we flip the switch, I'd like to take a moment to thank our partners on this journey. Tivoli Lighting for generously donating the lighting equipment. We have a nice couple of people here tonight from Tivoli: Stephen, Carrie, Robert, Larry, right here. He's doing all the programming. Really amazing. O'Blaney Rinker Associates for their guidance and support throughout this process. Thank you guys. And Aurora Lampworks for donating their facilities for the construction and storage of the installation and all of their time. Dawn and Barbara, thank you so much. I'd also like to give special thanks to our generous sponsors from the Elmhurst neighborhood and the lighting community. So many of you are here today. That made producing this installation possible. And to all the volunteers who came and helped us build and install Light for Life over the course of the last few months. We really could not have done this without you. And finally, I would like to thank the Elmhurst Hospital team that has been helping us through this process, especially Wayne, Anna, Rochelle, Arteaga, Rocco, and so many others. And the and not least, but last or whatever, the Wild NYC team that is here tonight that worked tirelessly to make Light for Life a reality. It was not just me. I know I keep getting a lot of the credit. but it was not just me. Neri, Sarah, Melanie, Barbara, and Dawn, if you guys could stand up and just really truly been a community effort to conceptualize, build, and install Light for Life. And the Wild NYC community and Paddle for the Cure are incredibly happy to be turning it over to Elmhurst Hospital for your enjoyment and reflection. So thank you all. So now, instead of making you all go outside, we have a recording for, let me skip that before we go into silence. We have a recording that we took Saturday night before it was raining that we're going to show you. And then at this time, Larry's also going to activate the show outside. So once we have completed the rest of the program, you can exit and you'll be able to experience it and see it outside. I did want to give a special note and say that we have included the first 10 names of the program in the recording for you. They are the names of the hospital staff that passed away due to COVID during the pandemic. The first 9 are from Elmhurst Hospital, and the last one is from Queens Hospital. So,